Check. Check. Thank you for bearing with us. We had a little technical difficulties.
Ah, boy.
So yeah, we apologize.
Yeah.
My bad. But yes, once again, you're listening to Famous FM. It's DJ Stallion.
And your co-host, Pat.
So yeah, we were reviewing last week's topic of the day. Last week's topic of the day, we discussed internet dating, like the whole eHarmony and black people meet and, Christian singles, that whole type of thing. Whatever.
No.
So as I was saying, I am not a fan of it at all. I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm not with it. Like I just think it's too risky for me. It's too risky for my taste or my liking because one thing, like I said, you don't want to get caught on an episode of Catfish. Next, you don't want to meet some psycho crazy person. But then at the same time, the same can be said if you met someone on the street or in person somewhere and, they present themselves to be some kind of genuine nice person and still yet, you're locked up in a warehouse somewhere. Just saying.
It's true. It's very true for the most part. And it's about, like you said, there's always going to be those really weird, crazy people, strange, bizarre habits and fetishes and all that. So it's a matter of just avoiding them. But being prepared and always being cautious of those things. But again, you might also meet the same person just like you, trying to look for another person online. If it's another opportunity to, be with somebody you can see yourself within the next couple of, months or years. So it's a combination of things.
Well, some valid points were brought up when I got some emails and texts last week, and one individual mentioned, like, well, what if the person doesn't have time to go out and meet people, and they don't have time to be on the dating scene. And my response to that is, like, if you're not gonna dedicate time to meet an individual, get to know someone, spend quality time with them, a healthy relationship is probably not going to come out of that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if you want a relationship, time is very important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If, like, in respect to those who are like professionals who have a very demanding career or job and stuff like that, like, you're gonna have to make some kind of sacrifice, either that or
You have to. Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, I really had nothing else to say after that. It was like
exactly. And I stand behind you very, very much, because actually 100%, because you're right. If you're not willing to make some sort of dedication or put against some time towards dating or anything like that, how could you put time towards a relationship? How could you put time towards your significant other? Because they would eventually feel neglected, or they'll eventually feel like they're less important, or they don't you don't mean much to them. So it's just, you have everything has to be a little bit of sacrifice. You have to give up something in order to get something. I believe in everything should be equivalent. So to add on to that, you're right. So if you have a job or a demanding career or whatever the case may be, or you just have a demanding lifestyle, then you have to understand, if you can't make any adjustments, then maybe your relationship is not, suited for you for this time of your life right now. Maybe later in the future, when things are a little bit slowed down, maybe. But in the end, it still has to come down to you making time for that person.
Okay, so let me throw a scenario out. What about, let's say a woman in her mid to late 30s.
Okay.
No kids, not married, but still yet she wants to, have some kind of, she wants, obviously everybody wants some kind of companion relationship or something. But what if she goes on this internet dating but is not willing to sacrifice time? Like, what would you say to her? Like, what did
I would say mostly, like, well, then why are you putting your time on an online dating then? Why would you put your time on this if you have no interest in that? But at the end of the day, if you want that, you have to understand, just like how you chase your job or your career or your future, you have to chase that.
Right.
So that means you have to put time, effort,
Right.
and and time, like sacrifice what is, a little bit of something in order to get what you want.
Right, right.
If you want a relationship with somebody, even though you got your job, your demanding career, you have to learn that there is time for them as well. Like, they need your time just like you need theirs. So if you want them, you have to, treat them, you have to chase them, you have to sacrifice them. So, like, you can't have one without the other.
True, very true. Well, I think we've spent enough time on last week's topic. I really want to get into today's topic of the day. Today's topic of the day, if you could only see me with this mile-wide grin, I look like the Kool-Aid man right now. But today's topic of the day is sex on the first date. Yay or nay? What do you think? I'm gonna let you, attack that one first.
Okay. My opinion, sex on the first date. Now that differs on two things. A, are you really trying to just, get into bed with them? Or B, are you really trying to have a relationship with them? In my opinion, if you're willing to have sex on the first date, obviously a relationship is not on your radar as interest, because you're most likely, in my opinion, from what I've heard from other people's experience and my experience as well, when you've had sex on the first date, your time with that person as a relationship has, in my opinion, it's gone. It's in my opinion, it's dead, because I believe sex on the first date will kill any relationship if you haven't, no, but yeah, I'm sticking with it. If you had sex on the first date, I'm sorry, I don't believe that relationship is possible. I might be I'm not playing the devil's advocate. I'm just keeping it, 100% honest. Just, I don't believe it's possible.
Okay. So are you saying, let's say you meet a young lady, you say, okay, you meet her at a normal place, not no eHarmony. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you ran into her at the supermarket or something.
Okay.
And she bats her eyelashes at you. You know what I mean? You give her that wink, like, what's good?
Yeah.
And a conversation breaks out, and you exchange numbers. Y'all say, okay, we're gonna go out Friday at 8. You know what I'm saying? Whether you pick her up or y'all meet at a
Same time.
Meet at the restaurant or something, wherever. The evening goes nice, and being the gentleman that you are, you make sure that she gets home safe.
Yeah.
She invites you in. You had a wonderful time. You get back to the house. You spend even more time talking and just sharing, intimate conversation with each other. One thing leads to another. Maybe a drink or two might have influenced something. And
Grey Goose get you loose.
and something pops off. So, are you saying because y'all had sex that night, any chance of a relationship is out the window, even though y'all had an intellectual spark? You know what I'm saying? You had a physical spark. You know what I'm saying? Y'all into the same things, so on and so forth. If sex on the first night happens, it's a wrap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
What the heck?
Let me explain. I believe I understand, like, when you have that person, you have that extreme great chemistry, physically, intellectually, spiritually, if you're into that, all that. I understand that. But the intent, if you were planning to have sex that first night, I don't care what anybody say, the intent is not, I wouldn't say it's not pure enough for me to bridge it into a relationship. because I couldn't see them the same way. Even like just even let's going on with that same.
Even if y'all had like, you know what I'm saying, like this girl's real cool and everything like that, all that's out the window.
Let me explain. Even if let's even go on with the scenario.
I'm listening.
Let's say we did go on a couple more dates, and we did ironically started dating relationshiply, and we was serious about it. I could not. The spark wouldn't be the same. Because I believe I believe relationships is like a marathon. You don't want to sprint off the first gate. Like, you're gonna be dead by the within the first half a mile or something like that, while everybody just passes you. So I believe if you rush into things, it will slow things. The relationship will eventually start to crumble. Okay. So I look at it in terms of making it like I want it to go in a way where it will be a long, relationship. So I'm against sex. Don't get me wrong, but I am against it in the fact that if I was looking for a relationship, that's what I'm looking for. If I was looking for sex, I'd go to that.
In other words, you're enjoying the hunt, so to speak.
Not you're not.
No,
yes, exactly. In a way, yes, I'm more of a somewhat of an old school type guy. I like to. My first date, I never kiss, or I know that sounds weird. I'd never kiss. Second date, I would kiss on the cheek.
Okay.
Third date, I would go for the lips. But I go in that order. Third date. Okay. Because I don't want. Because if I'm really trying to date them relationship wise, I want them to feel like they're going to I'm not trying to just get in their pants. I'm not just trying to run smash and then just dip. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not the road runner. Okay. So you know what I mean. So when it comes to that, I'm not against sex. And I'm not against it, but I believe when it comes to relationships, it should, feel like, this is love when I first, when I meet this girl. Like, I have moments, opposed to seeing her, my moments is me recalling her without her clothes on, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just want something to last for a while. If I was trying to have sex with somebody from the first date, I have no interest in them past 3 weeks later. I guarantee you.
Wow. Well, before I oh goodness, this is nice. All right, so before I get into that, I do want to give the audience a chance to be a part of the conversation. If you have any comments or questions that you would like me to read while we're on the show, feel free to email us at fame.usfm@gmail.com. That's famousfm@gmail.com. Or you can hit me on Twitter at DJ Stallion, or you can hit me on Facebook, the DJ Stallion. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing from y'all, see what y'all have to say. Friends and family, if y'all listening, please just follow appropriate protocol. Don't be, I'm gonna tell your mother. No. We're grown folk around
here.
Yes,
please.
Yeah. But I kind of have a different viewpoint on that.
Okay.
I think if I meet a young lady, you know what I'm saying, and we go out on a date and we vibe, we have a wonderful evening, we have a wonderful dinner, you know what I'm saying, we have a good conversation. The conversation is good. We vibe on an intellectual level. I can talk to her about so many things. You know what I mean? So many things that's interesting to me, and vice versa. We can have a wonderful back and forth conversation. I mean,
if the same scenario,
I'm going with the same scenario. I'm going with the same exact scenario, but I'm fast forwarding to the part where we're at dinner, we're talking, we're vibing, we're picking each other's brain. You know what I'm saying? We're impressing each other with our conversation, and then like I said, being the gentleman, make sure that she gets home safely.
Yeah.
She invites me in, you might have a drink, and one thing may lead to another. I am not necessarily going to cut her off if she gives me, you know what I'm saying?
Cookie. I get
it. You know what I'm saying? Like if she invites me into her chambers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, oh nah, this chick's a hoe, I'm not messing with her. Like, nah, son, you know what I mean? Like, it would, it would definitely, it would definitely be interesting to hear that phone call that you would get after you did shorty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even still, like, for me, if we can indulge in each other mentally, then, you know what I'm saying, the physical part about it, I don't think should hinder it in the sense of, oh, I can't be in a relationship with this girl because she gave it up so quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess to each his own, but I think if you were able to pick her brain enough, get a feel for the type of person that she is.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. She could have been on a dry spell, and then she, you know what I'm saying, she sees you and she sees, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's like,
I understand.
yo, he looks good. You know what I'm saying? He's talking right. He has things going for himself. You know what I mean? He seems respectable or whatever. Yo, and the drink just might open Pandora's box. You know what I mean? And then things happen. I don't think that would warrant cutting them off and being like, oh, well, I can't be in a relationship with her. I mean, yo, she could be, you know what I'm saying, a wonderful person. She was just horny.
And I get what you're coming from. I consider those possibilities, but like I said, I'm sticking to it because I believe that within that person's intent, I understand everybody might have a dry spell. I understand people might, you have so much of a connection. I feel so open with this person, I felt that before.
Right.
But even with that being said, I had, the gentleman type mentality. I'm like, I'm not thinking about smashing or anything like that. Because I believe in always being safe. So when it comes to just dating somebody, I'm not gonna always just trying to rush into things. I want to take everybody at a genuine, decent pace,
right?
So that they can adjust and we both adjust to each other, and then we make it work. But I'm not I'm one of those guys, like I try to say, like, let's make it go in a route this way, so that way for a fact everything will feel genuine. Because I understand you always feel lovey-dovey at first, but I don't want to, if you had sex at first, I can't imagine that person in the same romantic way.
Why not?
Because I'd be thinking about them with their clothes off.
But what are you talking
about?
The
second date. The second date.
If they can see my face right now, I'm making that. Come on, face.
Second date, I'll be looking at them like I can't look at them with the clothes on. Like, all I'm imagining is what I've done the night before, or the past night. So I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm not against it, but I just can't do it.
Now, I also wanted to comment on something you said. You know what I'm saying? You don't kiss until this, that, and the third, or whatever. I mean, I get you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about sticking your tongue down somebody's throat.
I've never even done that.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I think, like, if that chemistry is there, and it's all about, if you get the vibe that this is a mature person, you know what I'm saying, someone that you wouldn't mind spending some time with, I mean, Now, don't get me wrong. I understand to an extent if some people were like, oh, well, I'm not gonna be with that person if they give it up the same day, the first date or whatever. But I gotta imagine a woman might think the same thing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman has to think the same thing. Like, well, if he gives it up today, then, you know what I'm saying, that's it. I'm not, I mean, ladies, if you're listening, I would love to hear your opinions on that. Do y'all look at it the same way? Like, okay, if a dude gives it up on the first date, you know what I'm saying, I'm not messing with him ever again. Like, that's all it is. That's all it's going to be. Because I can imagine, like, some people, they go just for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to meet this person, I'm going to smash and keep it moving.
Yeah.
But let's just say, we're going with the intent of, you know what I'm saying, this is possibly could turn into a second date or a third date.
Yeah.
And, whatever. So, ladies, if you're listening, I would love to hear your opinion on that. Do y'all think of it the same way that a dude thinks about it? Like, if a dude gives up, his cookies to you on the first date, are y'all not with it? You know what I mean? Like, okay, he gives it up. All right, I don't want to talk to him ever again. Delete his number or give him some, block his number or something like that. Like it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But I did get a question on Facebook. I don't know if she wants me to read her name on me, although her name is on Facebook. But just give me a text if you don't mind me putting your name out. But she put a question in and she said, so is it true that most men want to smash the chick on the first date?
Let me get that one first.
Get that.
Now, that differs on a few factors. One, the way you dress does advocate what type of feeling you want the guy to wear. So if you're wearing like a really, tight dress, showing off all your curves and all that, it looks kind of, up past your, up almost close to your thighs and all that.
My God, this guy wants an Amish lady to meet him on his first date.
Don't get me wrong.
This guy wants an Amish lady.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
What is going on?
Don't get me wrong. Nah, it depends on your intent. If you're trying to advocate like, yo, I'm trying to smash too, then the guy's gonna think that way.
90-degree weather. This guy wants her in a full clothing turtleneck.
Oh my God. No way, I couldn't even date a girl. If she came in with a turtleneck on the first date, I'd turn around and just leave. I wouldn't even say anything. But don't get me wrong. You can look, it's a matter of balance. It's a matter of balance, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, the guy, will he smash on the first date? That differs from guy to guy, but he will try to be on his best behavior. Guarantee you. The first date, the guy will always try to be on his best behavior, or he'll try to be, that ideal guy that you'd want.
Okay.
Now, whether or not he's up to sex or not depends on him, because you can tell within the middle of the day if he's flirting too much, then yes. If he gives out way too much personal comments about your body, then yes.
Okay.
That, there are certain key factors. I'm sure women have instincts about, you can tell, like, oh, this guy's, trying to get into my pants tonight. So yes, it's yes and no question, but it also depends on the guy and it depends on also yourself. So, that's just my opinion on it.
I don't think for me it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to smash that on the first night and everything like that. My thing is, this is my philosophy, be honest with you. This is my personal philosophy. Don't go with any intentions, but be prepared for any situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I would not walk to a date without a rubbers. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. I'm not saying that I'm bringing it with the intent to use it.
I get you.
But it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Wise words.
You know what I mean?
We all grew up with that.
Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go and then, you know what I'm saying, you're not intending to, but then she's like, oh, I want it. And then you're like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a sandwich bag or something? You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Oh, God. But no, I'm just saying, like, it's definitely better to be prepared for something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as do I expect it? Nah. To be 100 with you? Nah. You know what I'm saying? I think, you should go on the date with a clear head. Like, I'm just going to go have some fun, you know what I'm saying? Have a nice time. And there's rules to this thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's definitely rules to this game. Well, not necessarily a game, but, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to courting, dating, or whatever, it's important to remember that, it's like, you want to be ready for any situation, but you don't want to come, you know what I'm saying, like a, like a horny dog with the pink thing sticking out. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you can't do that. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be
Mr.
ready.
Smooth.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be smooth. You have to be like, no, listen, you look thirsty. Listen, she gonna drag you to the Sahara Desert and leave you there. let's keep it 100. Like you can't go in there looking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so we smashing or what?
Yeah,
What?
and exactly. And the funny thing is, to add on to that, I've had a female friend a week or two ago. She went on a date with this guy, and she was, telling me about, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he tried to, get on my pants. All guys are like this. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there's possibly a good half that are guys that will be horn dogs, but that differs from person to person. But does that mean every guy you're gonna meet? No. Some guys really just trying to get into you, get to know you and all that. But like I said, as Chris said, you never know. When situations happen, you're right. I couldn't, it wouldn't help to be have rubber in your pocket or something like that. I wouldn't expect it, but I still stand in my opinion. But regardless, do all guys try to get in your pants? Yes and no.
It depends on the individual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think every dude is like, okay, yeah, I want to smash. I think every dude would think like, it would be nice.
Yes, that would always be in the back of the mind of a guy, but they just try to submiss it. Like,
but I think at the same time, I think a lot of guys do go into it with the mind frame like, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I don't want to ruin a good thing. She might look at me differently or whatever. But I did get another email, and this this listener said, "Hell no, I think sex should happen on the first."
Bless their heart.
I think sex should happen on the first date due to the fact if I wait and sex is bad, I will be pissed, and it saves the man so much money if the pussy is bad. Wow.
Well, I mean, granted, I get where she's coming from.
But and she also goes on to say, but if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. Wowzer.
I never met a woman that was so loud about it. That was like the first time hearing that. But regardless, with the, having, I understand everybody doesn't, not everybody always performs like a porn star. That is very true. That is, let's just keep it 100. Not everybody. It takes years. It takes practice. It takes all kinds of stuff. So
this is going somewhere else.
Hey,
but go ahead. I'm listening.
But regardless, with the girl, you say, will they be bad on the first date? Yes, that is a smart thing. What she's going at, saying, oh, I want to check out the car before I sign the deal.
Listen,
I get it. I understand it completely. But unlike most people, I believe that. You would have that, and you can train. I don't want to say train the person, but kind of
coach them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or guide them into the right path of doing the right thing you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that's whether or not they get past that first time. You get what I mean?
That's very true.
Not everybody has that kind of patience. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that kind of patience. Now, I will agree in the aspect, I mean, I'm not saying on the first date we gotta smash and get everything out the door, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind a date or two to figure it out. But now, I agree in the aspect of, oh, well, what if, the sex is horrible? Yikes. Like, that, I mean, because it would hurt more if y'all waited and you really like the person.
Yeah.
Like, you really, really like but the sex is horrible.
That's extremely. But the thing is, now it defines what makes the sex horrible. Differs in terms of meaning that does the person put energy into it? Are they actually trying? Or are they like things like that?
Right.
So if they're not keeping the chemistry moving, but in my opinion, I know this is going to sound really wrong.
Oh, here we go.
Regardless, if I really like the person, I'm going to make them better. I'm going to make them better.
What?
I'm call it what it is. I'm standing by it. If you're bad, I won't stop until you become just on my level tonight or better. Sorry as it is. You're not. I won't let it rock. If you're bad at it, I will give you advice. I will point you in the right direction. but I will not let that just slide. Like, I will let it slide the first 3 times, maybe just bad days, but I guarantee you will not just,
Well, patience is a virtue.
Mm-hmm.
If it came down to it that I was that whole scenario, truly and solely depends. It depends on whether we have 5 or 6 dates, or we'll just say, okay, we're dating. You know what I'm saying? Not so much that we're going on casual dates. Okay, we're dating. We're seeing each other. I'm talking to that young lady. Before we have sex. So we're talking about, let's say, 10 dates before we have sex. Right? And then, we really like each other. We're going here, we're going there. We're going to, going to the park. We're going to the amusement parks. We're taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? We're all over each other's Facebook and yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
Then, we get down to it. And it's like trying to, do the slip and slide with no water. My soul is hurt.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, let's keep it 100, man. Like, if it feels like ashy elbows, it's just no good.
Oh, my God. Stop talking. Oh, man.
But, no. In all seriousness, that would hurt. But you'd have to make an adult decision at that moment. Like, okay, dang, is this something that I could work with? Am I willing to, try to do different things to make it work? Or even if it's on some, the individual, whatever reason. Let's just, I don't want to, pinpoint any specific thing. I just want to say if the individual is not satisfying to me, then I think, like, dang, son, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you'd have to really make that adult decision. Okay, is this something that I can work with? What counts more? Her making me happy, internally, like, like, she makes my heart jump, she makes me smile.
Yeah.
I get butterflies when I'm around this girl.
Exactly.
Yada, yada, yada. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, like, don't even hype me up for it. If I decide to stay, don't hype me up, because I don't want to be let down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
but still, you'd have to make some adult decisions. Not lie.
And to add on, yes, exactly. It should be, like, yo, this person gives me butterflies and all this nonsense. But when it comes to the matter of the bedroom, I won't, even though if it's terrible or it's bad, I won't abandon them just solely on that. I'm going to, elevate them and make them, like, guide them, do this better or do that better. Like, like, I won't say it like, you need to do this better. Like, help them easily into it. But regardless, if they're bad, the thing is bad, you gotta see what can you do to change it. You gotta see what you can do to make it better. Because I'm one of those guys. If it's not working for me, I'm going to improve it. I'm going to change it until it's better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, like, I'm going to take them to basic training for sex or anything like that, but I'm going to, make sure you're like, yo, we're both, pushing each other in the bedroom.
So that's given the same scenario. Let's say, same scenario plays out. Y'all meet, y'all go out to eat, but you don't have sex with her the first night. Few dates later, then you know what I'm saying, you have sex. Is your patience still the same? Like, you saying, like, you would still be like, okay, let me coach her and let me try and make it, what I want. That's what you're saying.
Until that's the thing. It's a smart question, because I would wait until we're boyfriend girlfriend to then start trying to move her pose.
Oh man, you done locked yourself in.
No.
Wait.
I get where you're getting it. I know where you're getting it. But if I really, really like her and we got great vibe and great chemistry, I'm not gonna just like, yo. Like, if it's bad, it's just gotta be on what's bad. Is it because she's not doing much in the bedroom, if she's not, I don't know,
Right.
making it seem interesting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it's a quick thing. I don't know. Whatever the case may be,
Right.
there's a way to fix it. Unless, but it has to be mutual. But I don't believe if you tell somebody within the first time, you're terrible at bed, at sex, you could hurt somebody's ego or confidence. Or rattle it at least. So
Yeah, but I definitely think that's a conversation that needs to be had.
exactly, but that's something you should say later. You know what I'm saying? But you can try to
wait to get to that point. Why wait to get that far to discuss that?
because I believe I still think, even though we're just dating, we're not necessarily exactly single, a couple yet. It's not, I don't think I have that right to say something yet.
Okay, so what you're saying is if you've had sex with this girl before you were boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
then you become boyfriend and girlfriend, then you would discuss it.
Yeah.
So that right before your boyfriend and girlfriend, you're not going to discuss sex even though y'all have had it.
There's one thing that most people might get upset about.
Wait.
Go on.
Because my question to you is, how frequently are you going to want to do it if it's not good to you and you're not even boyfriend and girlfriend?
That's even a greater question. Because I don't know the answer. Because
she's like, yo, let's get it in. You know what I mean?
My face would be. I'm sorry you can't see my face, but it's kind of like, sure, But I'm not exactly all hyped up for. I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? You go in the bedroom, but in the end, it's a matter of it's one of those things that some people need to be helped in. Not everybody's instantly good at stuff like that or whatever. So you gotta sometimes coach them. Even though I don't want to ever coach a person in sex because it takes away the flair.
Right.
Personally, that's my opinion.
Right.
But they, I don't want to just tell them. But if they want to have sex frequently, and even though it's terrible,
you can't just go to them like, yo, your box is horrible, son.
As much as everything in my body wants to say so, I don't. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, and I mean, I wouldn't come out and say it just like that and be rude or disrespectful or anything like that, but I definitely I think it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely think it's a conversation that needs to be had and discussed. You know what I mean? I think if after, let's just say, just that breaking point right before boyfriend and girlfriend, we've had sex a couple of times or whatever, and the sex is no good, we're having that discussion.
So you understand.
Before we go any further, we're having that discussion. It's got to be like, okay, look, I'm not going to be rude and be like, yo, look, just cut it off. You don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, like, no, I would definitely have the conversation with her. Like, we need to explore, different things or, try different things and so on and so forth. I would definitely be a gentleman about it. I wouldn't be like some bonehead that's, you know what I'm saying, like disrespectful and gonna hurt her feelings and make her feel like shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that to me. She's crying, eating chocolate, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Like the eyeliner with the crazy
gosh.
Like the crow.
Oh boy. That stuff scares me, man.
But no, I mean, I think I think it's definitely important to have that conversation. Now, I have another curveball for you. I have another email here.
Okay.
And the listener said, Patrick said he doesn't like sex on the first night, but would he accept oral sex on the first date?
But on the first date, I would still try to categorize the same field, but you know what? I'm sorry. I'd categorize in the same field, even though it seems less harmful and it seems less harmless. Like, what are you gonna call it? I couldn't do it. Because I believe if you have sex on the first date, I will turn that relationship into friends of benefits and keep it there.
Okay.
Because I just couldn't, I wouldn't be able to fall in love with them or develop any feelings for them,
Okay.
with their clothes on. So
Okay.
regarding to the oral sex, I guarantee I won't reject it. That stuff as it is, I won't reject it. But I wouldn't, consider taking that girl to see my mother in the next 8 months to see my, I'm not gonna just like, hey mom, this is my, no, that's not happening.
Now, I'm going to keep it $150. If she gives me head on the first night, there's no chance. I'm not saying that I wouldn't see her again. But like you said, that's what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, in my opinion, that whole oral sex thing, that's relationship status.
Exactly. You're right, because I think oral sex seems more personal.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, it's, I would say that's something you say for your boyfriend or girlfriend when you're, about to start, going into touchy-feely type of thing. But it shouldn't, like, if you gave, if like the same scenario as just before, if the girl gave me head, off the first date, I couldn't, my first process is like, whoa, why was it so quick? You know what I mean? Like, like that, that seems like something you wait or you got to earn, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if I got out the first gate, then I'm like, why? Like, I have to question. I believe if it's easy to get, it's easy to lose.
Okay.
So, like, I just don't want to, like, if I'm not trying to see this girl, again for another couple of dates. I might see her, I would still be friends with her.
Right.
But I could not, I couldn't really see her coming home with me, introducing her to my mom, like, yo, this is so and so. Like, I couldn't do it. And like, cause like, yo, how'd you meet? Yeah, Grey Goose. Next thing you know, her mouth was in my pants. Like,
wowzers.
I couldn't do it.
Holy smoke.
I couldn't do it.
You're bugging out. Okay. So one of my listeners was saying, I may not try to have sex, but your boy is getting that mouth and lip service.
I'm sorry.
Hey, yo. Okay,
Excuse me.
Yo.
Oh man.
Okay, but now here's my thing.
Okay.
Here's my thing. Sex on the first night, I'm not gonna judge and be like, okay, it's a wrap. Head on the first night, like, that's all I want.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nothing but that physical. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to have a serious relationship. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's too much too quick. That's really too much too quick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think it would be smart for men and women to just
play it safe.
Just wait, man. Just wait. Wait on that oral. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying waiting on the sex. Wait on the whole oral situation. You know what I mean? I think that's
personal.
Oh, that's too far.
Aaron, I don't know about you. I don't know about the average guy. But there is no way in hell I'm going down on a girl that's not my girlfriend. That's just number one. I know that might be controversial to a lot of females, and I don't expect her to give me head either. I don't expect it. But I just believe I'm not, just like, I don't want to put my mouth down there and I find out 3 days ago you had sex, 3 days later you had sex before that, you know what I'm saying? So right. I'm just one of those cautious guys that, like, yo, I don't want to have sex because I don't know what you were doing, 2 days ago. So,
right.
And I don't expect the same out of her.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If a girl, gives oral on the first night, I'm gonna think like, yo, how many other
exactly?
How many other dudes like you had first dates and you went down on? Yikes!
Oh man,
this is where your rule applies. I'm not kissing this girl until date number 3. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Like, yeah. That is a bit much. I just, you know.
I couldn't do it either.
No. Sorry. I was trying to think. I was like,
I get it. Like still, but it's just not happening.
I think for certain individuals, they don't care.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They having their fun and they don't care. Okay, whatever. Now, I'm still waiting to hear back from the ladies whether their intentions are the same as dudes, or do they go into it with the same mind frame? Like, I'm not with it. If a dude gives it up to me on the first night, it's a wrap. I don't want to hear nothing from him again, or what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So, ladies, if you're listening, hit us up on our Gmail, fame.usfm@gmail.com. That's fameusfm@gmail.com, or hit me up on Facebook, the DJ Stallion, or hit me up on Twitter at DJ Stallion. I'm so curious to hear what y'all have to say about that.
I already can see it, but I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut until then. I already have my prediction, but I'll just keep my mouth. No. I have an idea what women were gonna say, and for the most part, that any guy that tries to have sex with them on the first date, they probably can't see them in the long-term views. Most of them probably couldn't.
But let's just say the woman is the aggressor.
Okay.
She's like, you know what? I want to see this dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, I'm trying to smash and get mine and then keep it moving.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are females out there like that. But I would just, love to get their opinion on it. Because, it's a two-way street. They want this just like, dudes want this. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, I would imagine, and I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there and assume that there are situations where women just like, I just want it. I just want it, and peace, see you later. That's it. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. You know what I mean? I don't need to see you tomorrow. Yeah. As a matter of fact, don't even try and stay overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Some people like that.
Yo, you get yours. Yo, hit the bricks. You know what I mean? We ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Actually, there's actually been those times where and the scary part is I've been in those times where you went on when you've had sex with somebody and, spent the night. And then you wake up in the morning. Sometimes,
that awkward, like,
oh yes, I've actually used my friend one time and texted him and told him to call me in 5 minutes, so I can seem like I have an excuse to leave. I've done it once, because like I said, I'm not against hanging out with the person again in the future, but when they get all cuddly in the morning, I'm like, this is way too much feelings. It's got to be one or the other. It can't be both. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But that differs. That's just my opinion.
Ladies, I am dying to hear what y'all have to say. We don't even have that much time left, man. But please, if y'all listening, hit me up and let me know what y'all think. You ain't gotta. Nobody has to know who you are. Just just email me, text me. If you're, if you have my number or whatever, hit me up on Facebook. I'm so curious to hear what y'all have to say. Okay. Throw another curveball at you.
Okay, go ahead.
What if on the first date, y'all get into conversation about sexual topics? You know what I mean? And she says she's into swinging.
Into what?
Into swinging. Swingers, like,
swapping couples.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it 100. I believe in a girl start. I'm not against it. And the sad thing is, I remember a couple of years ago, there was this girl I met through a mutual friend, and I was like, she looks really beautiful. She looks really nice, and this and third. Because but she's a quiet type among her circle of friends. So when I got to talk to her, we got to talk. We actually talked about sex, and I really wasn't trying to, but we did. And then she was like, she's like, "What are you okay with swinging?" I'm like, "Swinging." My first reaction is baseball. I was like, no, I'm not Jackie Robinson now. But
said baseball. Yeah.
But when she was like swinging, swapping, couples and whatnot, I was like, oh no, no.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I like friends with benefits and swapping. That's different. I could care less. But my girlfriend.
So okay, no, we're talking about the first date. If she says, yeah, that's what she's into on the first date.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry if that's what she's into.
Would you still, get in, or you're like, all right, this is not happening. I'm out.
If the situation leads into me getting in, then I get in, get out. Jason Bourne just disappear off the planet after that.
Let me keep it 100 with you.
Couldn't do it anymore.
If on the first date and we're discussing sex, right? And that topic comes out of her mouth, like, yes, that's what she's into.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Explain.
I'm out. No,
explain.
Let me tell you something. I'm not falling into the black hole.
Black hole.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. Listen, swingers is a totally different thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, okay, let's just say, and I have no personal experience. I don't want anybody to think I have any experience with that at all, because I really don't. That's never, ever, been my thing.
It even crossed my mind until now.
I just, trying to choose my words carefully.
Go on.
It's just too out there for me. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially like if I'm with somebody.
Yeah.
If I'm with my girl, I don't want to see no dude digging her out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
Like, yo, what kind of thing is that? No, no, we're good. That's what you do?
My first reaction is to hit him.
That's all right. No, but that's what they do at those things.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? You can't be mad at it.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you go to a swingers party or whatever, yo, that's what it is. Some dude's gonna be smashing your girl. You're gonna be smashing someone else's girl. And, whatever. And
rendezvous in the same night and go back home together? Nope.
No. Like, see, now, like I said, that's not me. Some people, it works wonders for them. I just can't. I can't.
I couldn't.
I'll be mad sitting in the corner with my arm folded like, yo, she like that too much, yo. Yo, she don't even scream so, yo.
She doesn't scream like that with me.
Yo, for real. Yo, we're going home, so we're going home.
For real.
We're not leaving? Well, you stay here. I'm out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
and I almost forgot that was the way.
Another man plow your own garden here.
No. My first reaction is somebody, try to dig my girl out. I'm like, yo, what? I'd lean over the girl and jump over and hit him.
Be mad at that though. So
that's instinct. That's instinct. If a lion sees a cub, in danger, your first reaction is to knock the person out. I mean, hey, might be seem too overzealous, overreacting, but
right.
But that's why reason why I look at it like that, because I'm like, yo, even if I was trying to,
right,
I couldn't stomach it, because my first is like, nah, screw this. Like I'm flipping the table while I'm on my way out the door, like,
right.
Like, nah.
But see, the thing is, you can't be mad when you get there.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad when you get there, because going there, you have to be okay somewhat with the situation of what's popping off. You get what I mean? Like, you can't go in there and be like, yo, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, yo, I'm not with you, some other dude smashing, you know what I'm saying? Or even another chick with your chick.
That actually...
See, here you go. Double standard.
Double standard is it is.
I can't
let's just... I remember this. I know this is going to sound...
I can't believe it.
I know this is going to sound really...
No,
it is. No, I'm talking about not my girl, but just to add on to that. I know this is going to sound really weird, and it might be controversial to a lot of people.
Here we go.
Seeing two girls that is not my girlfriend, or I do not know either one of them. When they kiss, I'm sorry, it looks like art to me. It looks like Picasso still exists.
What does Picasso, baby? Now, okay. If, you know what I'm saying, first of all, there's no if, because it's not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not happening.
I couldn't do it ever.
But, you know what I'm saying, if if my girl says she's into that, you know what I'm saying?
Adios.
You just telling me that you want to cheat on me. It's alright. You can have that.
The thing is, that's what I think of it as. And I know that sounds wrong because I try to, people say, no, it's more of sharing. But it seems exactly that. It seems like people, I'm not trying to judge harshly, but it seems like it gives more of an open, people who know they're going to be cheaters.
Right.
It gives them a reason to see like, nothing, I'm not a bad person. I just have different views.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I can somewhat agree.
True. I definitely get that. If you meet somebody and say, okay, this is what I'm about.
Yeah.
And you accept it, you can't be mad about it.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? I do agree with that. You're right about that. But me,
no.
I'm not with it, son. You know what I'm saying? They can go to the left with that nonsense.
Exactly. I mean, like
way to the left.
I don't even remember. I don't even like personally. Maybe I'm a very selfish person, but I do not like sharing. I just because I remember one time my friend tried. This is a years back. My friend tried to, like, she liked me, and then she tried to get me and her and her boyfriend and her my boyfriend, one of my friends, and I was like, nah. I got like.
If we're talking about like a train situation,
no.
Or we're talking about like
same time, no, double no. I couldn't do it.
No. Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not a locker room guy. I couldn't do it. It turns me off so bad that like I just want to leave.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I get vexed. I'm like, look like the Hulk's about to come out in a minute and just storm out the door. Like,
oh goodness, I'm gonna get into this last email real quick. Okay, so a young lady emailed and she said, if a guy gives it up on the first date, it's because I want him. It's because I want him to, and all I want is sex. Don't try and wife me up. Now, if he shuts the idea down, then we know he's a gentleman. But I don't knock it because they might be good and people might turn out to be I guess he might turn out to be a good man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's an interesting perspective. Okay. Now, my question. Well, let me respond to that.
Well, hold on a second. Wait. She said she will attempt to do something.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like she will attempt it.
Oh, well, that's different.
Right. She's saying that she would attempt it.
She gets points for that.
She would attempt it, but if he shuts it down, then she knows he's a gentleman, right? Cool. Put a pin in that. Now you know what I'm saying, I get it. You know what I'm saying, you wanna get it in. So yes, okay. There are some women that's like, yeah, okay, sex on the first date is cool. Fine. Now, if he rejects and he's seen as a gentleman, okay, whatever. I can understand that. Do I 100% agree that he's a gentleman? No. But see, I have a warped, twisted point of view anyway, so I'm not thinking that way. But okay, let's just say for the scenario's sake, that's what it is. Cool. So it's good to know, or interesting to know, that women also think that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the same way that that guys do. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely say my friends or some of my female friends, we have the same brain. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me to hear from them if they felt, the same way about a certain thing or whatever. But it's cool. It's definitely cool to hear the female's perspective.
Yes.
And say, okay, yes, we do sometimes. We just want what we want. And that's it, peace, see you later.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say, back to the, like we had last Saturday, when we talked about, when you're trying to look for sex or anything like that, you go to the areas where it promotes it, such as bars and clubs. And, and I got nothing wrong with people, like sometimes you want to get to know the person, a little bit better.
Right.
And then you can keep a friends with benefits type relationship and keep it ongoing. That's perfectly understandable. But what I what I do question, and I'm not trying to, hurt the person emailed. I do question the fact is she has to play the trick game.
What you mean?
If it depends on the intent. If you were trying to add, if you were looking for sex, that's fine.
Okay.
But if you were acting like you were looking for sex only to test him to see if he would want it or not, I believe that's a very dangerous trait to show. I think that's like a dangerous trait because in the end, that shows somewhat of a manipulative nature.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but she gets points for being clever about it.
Yeah. Here's my standpoint. I agree with what you're saying. Now, if she tests him in the sense like, okay, well, I wanna I wanna have sex with him, or I just wanna have sex.
Yeah.
And if he does it, then it's a wrap. If he doesn't, then he's a gentleman, and we can go to the next step. Keep it 100. You mess around and do that to the right dude, blow your socks off, and then you can be like, yo, this nigga ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right, it's dangerous because you're going at it with the mind frame like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna have sex with this dude, and if he has sex with me, then it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna get that and then go.
Yeah.
But then, what if you got natural hair and you got a perm when you done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You had a perm and now you got a fro and dude just, blew your hair out. Like,
blows you back out or something.
Yo,
right?
you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, there's nothing listen.
And the thing is, that's the gamble you have to take. Because, like you said, you might, like you said, you do that, you sleep with the guy. Next thing you know,
sprung.
For real, like, you
had your intentions, and then he came in and did his thing, and now you're like, well, there's exceptions to the rule.
Exactly, like he just, he made you have to cancel work next day, take aspirin and some pain medication from last night. Then hey, that was one of those things. And then you found out he was a gentleman throughout the whole date, and then when he got into the bedroom, he performed like he was paid to do so, like like he was a professional or whatnot. Then he leaves, and then that's you're right. She, that's one good guy he could have had. Great in bed and great outside the bed. Lost.
Yeah, well, you're actually right. You know what I'm saying? I think that was it was just definitely good to hear from the female's perspective that yes, okay, we think that way, but then also like to hear that okay, yes. This is what possibly could happen. You know what I'm saying? You go with it with your intentions, and then he, knocks your block off, and then you're like, oh snap. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let me keep him around just a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
That's happening.
You know what I'm saying? Sex on the first night doesn't mean that dude is or isn't Prince Charming. Yeah. Nor does it mean that the female is a hoe or that she's not a housewife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just never know. Exactly. You know what I mean? But you want to close out? Do you have any last remarks you want to make on this topic?
After all this, I'm still sticking to what I thought from the beginning. My opinion has not changed. Judge me all you want. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. And for me, I wouldn't say sex on the first night. It's like it doesn't warrant a second date. I think if we have a date, and everything goes well and we have sex the first night, let me tell you what warrants or what does it for me. Definitely date number 3.
Yes.
Date number 3. Number 3 only because if this based on the scenario that we've had sex the first night, for me is sex on the first night could be we could have both just been horny. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Date number 2, everything is cool. We still can vibe on the same mental level. Date number 3, I have to be able to know that I can have a conversation with you without sex coming up. I need to know that we can vibe on the same intellectual wavelength. Exactly. And we can possibly look to build something. If not, then But yeah, I'm definitely, that's my standpoint, and I wouldn't cut a female off. You know what I'm saying? Then what if it's good? You're just gonna say, I don't want to see her again?
No, friends with benefits. What are you talking about? I'm not stupid.
Oh God. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's our time for today. I thank you for everybody who emailed and sent in questions and who was texting us wild and crazy things while we were on the air. I definitely appreciate the love and the support.
Yes.
So tune in next Tuesday for Touch It Tuesdays. That's my mix that I do from 9 to 12. Wednesday, Wild Out Wednesdays from 9 to 12. And once again, every Saturday from 12 to 1. Well, we ran a little bit overtime today because we had technical difficulties. But from 12 to 1 usually for Famous FM Talk Show. And it's me, DJ Stallion.
And this is your co-host, Pat.
We thank you. And, we hope that we enlightened you, we entertained y'all, and y'all could take something from this and go,
with your daily lives and still live.
So if you have any questions or comments that you would like to discuss or send in, remember to email us at fame.usfm@gmail.com. That's fame.usfm@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook at the DJ Stallion, Instagram as well, the DJ Stallion, on Twitter at DJ Stallion, and I think that's all of my social works.
Sounds about right.
Yes. All right. So yeah, once again, I thank everybody for tuning in, and definitely look out for the podcast. We're gonna be posting those up soon. I'm just doing some final touches on the website, and the website will be up shortly. So everybody, once again, I thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate the support. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next week.